afternoon already. Can I have some? Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, people. Please come in because this is the track 2. The most creative session you will be in today. And be aware, these napkins on the chair, we're not serving a 3-meal course, maybe later on, but you can sit over there and you can use it. We are especially here in the round room to be very interactive. So come over, sit down, because at this track, we wouldn't be here, and I have to mention it before the creative coach, we wouldn't be here without the help of all of our sponsors. Like RCS, David Systems, Radio Player, Explore, Xperi, Pure Jingles, Radio Analyzer, Radio Intelligence. They all helped us to get Way today on stage. And you are here to participate in this creative meeting. We're going to talk about the world's top 5 creative exercises by Wade Kingsley, our global creative coach. Please get your hands together for Wade.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hello everyone, thank you for coming to this session. This is an interactive session, so you will be participating. You were all given a sweatband on the way in, hopefully. If you do not wish to participate and would just like to listen, do not wear the sweatband. If you are wearing a sweatband, I'll assume that you are happy to participate in the exercises. So can I just get a show of hands? How many people are wearing a sweatband? Excellent. Trust me, it's not scary. It's just so we know who's ready to participate in our exercises today. Okay, so why is creativity important? I think everyone agrees that creativity is something that we all like. But why is it so important in radio and audio? Because without creativity, we have nothing. We have no songs or music. We have no podcasts. We have no presenters telling stories. All we have are means of distribution, transmitters, microphones. We don't have anything else. Creativity is fundamental to everything that we do, no matter which company you work for or which country you're in. Creativity is something that is the lifeblood of what we do, and we should recognize that. We should say creativity is critical to what we do. But what I find is a lot of people don't practice creativity. They either think they're creative or they think they're not creative, and that happens a lot. Or they don't take the time to practice creative problem solving and thinking skills, which is what we're going to do together today. Okay, so let me make sure my clicker's working. I have a history in radio. I started in radio when I was 18, some 5 years ago now. Just checking to see if you're with me. That's good. And I loved the idea that people on the radio were being creative on demand, on the spot. They were thinking of something and saying it, or they were producing something recorded and playing it. And something about that really excited me. I didn't have the big radio voice to be a broadcaster myself, but I loved the creative acts that were all around me in a radio station. So today we're going to talk about that a little bit in context of radio. Most of the work that I do now as a creative coach, it's like if you have a leadership coach that comes in and helps your leaders be better leaders. I help people who are creative be better creators, how to get their ideas out into the world. So it's a very rewarding activity because often I'll be coaching someone and they'll say, I got my idea out, we made it, it's really good. So hopefully this can help you unblock any creative patterns that you have before that might stop you being able to release your ideas out into the world, no matter what they are. Okay, so the first thing you always must do before any exercise is cardio. Yes? Warming up? Okay, could everyone stand up for me, please? Even if you don't want to participate, this is easy. This is easy. Okay, you're going to get your curiosity working. And the easiest way to do this is turn to the person next to you and say, tell me something about yourself. Anything. What you had for breakfast, where you're from, away you go. Okay, I have a whistle. I have a whistle and I am prepared to use it. This is a session where you'll be doing exercise. And I can't do this, so I have this instead. Okay, in any creative exercise you want to do, any meeting, any brainstorming session, you must warm up first. Don't start cold with nothing. You want to start with an exercise to get your curiosity going, because curiosity is integral to creativity. The easiest way to do it is to ask someone else a question, like, tell me something about yourself. And sometimes it's the train was late this morning and I was late to work. Other times is, well, this time I was kidnapped, and that actually happened in a session. Someone told a story about the time they were kidnapped, so it's up to you. Whatever the answer is up to you, but asking the question primes our brain to be able to understand that, okay, brain, we're about to do creative thinking. So I need you to tune into this, zone into creative thinking. Okay, now I've tried to make today's session as easy to follow along with as possible. So there is a QR code on the screen. You are absolutely allowed to use your phone in this session, and I encourage you to. And this is because you can cut and paste the text into Google Translate and have it in your own language, native language if you prefer. The other reason is I do speak two languages, English and Australian. And sometimes I'm talking English, and sometimes, mate, I'm talking Australian. So this will help overcome any language barriers. So please follow along with the instructions through the QR code that you can see there. Okay, so we're going to count down the top 5 creative exercises. The top 5 creative exercises, but I need some help. Is anyone here a presenter, a host? Yes, come on, okay. We're coming to you. Are you a presenter, a host? Yes. Could you please stand up for me? What is your name?
Dina.
Dina. Now, in your best announcer host voice, can you please say, here is exercise number 5?
Here is exercise number 5.
Round of applause for Dina. Thank you, Dina. Okay. Excellent. So I don't have the right voice, but we're going to look for more Dinas. In fact, Dina, I'm going to give you one of these thinking caps. You can have this. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so you should all be on the site that has exercise number 5. And I'm going to read it out to you in English, and then we're going to practice it together. So here we go. Exercise number 5 is called brain stretch. Brain stretch is something you've just attempted with your curiosity question, but brain stretch is really important to start the creative process. So Bruce Springsteen's song about dancing in the dark, there's a famous line in that, which is written here. You can't start a fire without a spark. But so many times when we're trying to be creative, we stare at a blank screen or a blank page, waiting for something to happen. It doesn't work like that. We need to get a spark going to kickstart our creative thinking. So this first exercise is called brain stretch. It's to get everything working. And what I want you to do is you should have a napkin somewhere near you. If not, you can do this on your phone or you can write it in your notebook. That's totally fine. There are some spare napkins around. This is to help you for this session. If you did not bring a pen, we have some Sharpie texters here. You're more than welcome to come and get one. No problem. For all of the exercises today. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to have a think about something you would like an idea for. So this could be for a promotional idea, a marketing idea, a content idea for your show. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's for you. I won't tell you what idea you have to come up with. That's up to you. You just need to think about what kind of idea would I like to create today. So once you've got that, you can follow the instructions which says, write down 10 different words that relate to that. So if I was thinking of a morning show idea and I wanted to promote my morning show to be more popular, I might write down, how do I make my morning show more popular? And then I'm going to write down 10 words to do with that. So I might write things like fame, billboards, TV hosting, anything. I'll write down 10 words that have something to do with it. So I'll give you now a chance to do this exercise. All you have to do is think of what idea you'd like to create, and then on your napkin or on your notepad, write down 10 words. You're going to create some sparks. So I'll give you a couple of minutes. Away you go. There are no right or wrong answers. All you need is 10 words, that's all. Okay. It doesn't matter if you didn't get to 10. You might have got 5, 6, 8. That's okay. Who did get to 10? Hands up if you got to 10. Excellent. Can I ask you a question? Is that okay? Please stand up for us. And your name?
Manu,
Manu, where are you from?
from Belgium.
Belgium. Excellent. So what was the problem that you were thinking about?
I was thinking creating like a big concert with covers.
Okay. Concert with cover songs?
Yes.
Songs or covers, okay. And what were the 10 words you wrote down?
Where it needed to be, so the venue, that you needed to dress up, that I needed a partner to pay the shit. Then I needed big celebrities, covers, a TV show, create a hype, a surprising combination. It maybe needed to be across borders, doing with friends, and something stupid. It's camping kitsch, I wrote down. It's really wrong event, but I don't know why I did this. But
Excellent. Very good. Round of applause for Manu, please. Okay, thank you. So what Manu has now is a starting point. And too often with creativity, we just stare at nothing, waiting for something to happen. But we have to go towards inspiration rather than wait for it to come to us. So what you have on your napkin now are 10 starting points. 10 things you can go, all right, well, if it's going to be cover songs, what kind of cover songs? And you would start writing that down. It's a very important exercise in what's called divergent thinking. You need to start with something so then you can diverge from that. If you start from nothing, it doesn't work. Now that's the first exercise, and as you can see, these exercises are going to be pretty easy for you to do. But it's amazing how many people do not do them when they're trying to be creative. They sit and wait. Wait for that lightning bolt. But the more you do, the easier you find your creative problem-solving potential. Okay, exercise number 5. Do we have another announcer, host in the room who can announce number 4? Yes. Okay, your name, please?
Hello, I'm Jussi Putkonen from Finnish Broadcasting Company.
Excellent. And would you please introduce exercise number 4 in your best voice?
Yeah. Exercise number 4.
Oh, well done. Round of applause. Well done. Excellent. Okay, that's good. Okay, so have a look at your phone. If you haven't got your phone, you can do the QR code there. Exercise number 4. This exercise is called Idea Lift. And musicians are fantastic at doing this. Idea lift means they put someone else's head, their brain, inside their head. They think, what would someone else do? Because sometimes when we're stuck, we're only talking to ourselves. But we need to bring on and evoke the spirit of someone else and how they think. What would they do for this? So you can see the instructions there. It says when we often put pressure on ourselves to create something new when we're really trying to create something original. Very different. New, original. We're going for original. Everything was original once, and now we can use someone else's original thinking and apply it to the idea we want to create. So in that first exercise, I asked you to have a think about a problem you want to work on. Stay with that problem for the whole session. And you're going to ask yourself this question. What would person's name do? Or what would brand name do? So with the problem that you've got, try and lift the mind of someone else into yours. The most popular one, of course, is what would Apple do? Because we all know it, they've got lots of money, they do things on a grand scale. So that's always a good one. But sometimes you might go, what would Madonna do if Madonna had this problem? What would Lady Gaga do? What would the Prime Minister do? It doesn't matter who it is, but you want to think like someone else. So I'll give you 2 minutes. I want you to have a look at the problem that you've written down and think about someone else who can help you solve that problem and what would they do. And you write your answer on the napkin. Away you go. So you have about 1 minute remaining. This is a lateral thinking exercise, thinking in a different way. Okay. Who was able to complete that task? Yes? Can I ask you for your suggestion? Is that okay? Please stand up for us. And your name?
Anders from the Danish Broadcasting Corporation.
Thank you, Anders. And who did you think about?
I thought about Podimo, the podcast company.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you thought, what would they do with this problem?
Yeah. My problem was I wanted to do a fun podcast, and they would just hire some big names.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So it gives you an idea of what you could do. Yeah. Excellent. Round of applause for Anders. Well done. Thank you. So sometimes they come instantly. You think, oh, that's what they would do. And sometimes you have to think a little longer, but that's the exercise. It unblocks because you're often thinking about a problem from your own perspective. And you're thinking about what money you have. And you're thinking about how you would do it. But when you think like someone else, possibilities open up. And that's the important thing. It doesn't mean you will do exactly what they said. You may not have the money to hire staff, but it might get you thinking, well, maybe we could do a talent search to discover the next big star. It just gets you thinking in a different way. Okay. See, these are easy. These are all things you can do, but they're important for creative practice. Who else is a host or presenter? We need someone to introduce number 3 for us. Okay, I can see someone down here. I'm getting more exercise doing this too. My step count is going up, which is good. Your name, please?
I'm Heidi, and I'm freelancing now.
Okay.
Exercise number 3.
Very good. Round of applause for Heidi. Thank you. Excellent. Okay, exercise number 3. So have a look at your phone and you can see the exercise. It's called Quick Draw. This is really easy because you've done this before. You've done this exercise thousands of times. And I know this because I have kids. And kids draw so much stuff that if we just stop them drawing on paper, global warming would be solved. Because there are mountains of volumes of paper of things. But as a creative coach, I encourage it. So, Quick Draw is really easy, and it's inspired by Walt Disney. All of Walt Disney's ideas were drawn. Now, you might say that's because he's an animator. But he used it as his creative process. He would not write anything down, he would draw it out. And if he was in a serious meeting about business and money, he would still draw his ideas. He would sketch them out. And it's not about being a great drawer, although he was. It's actually about the practice that we remember when we're children. Because our first act of creativity is drawing. We pick up a crayon or a paintbrush or a pencil and we just do this mostly. And then we start doing this and then we make shapes. But it's actually encouraging our imagination to get active. So, the instruction, as you'll see there, is with your chosen topic, so the problem you've chosen to solve in this session. Spend a few minutes drawing on your napkin. Now, this could be anything. This could be squiggling, doodling, dots, whatever you like. It's not a drawing competition. We won't ask you to share and award a winner on the best drawing. This is up to you. But I want you to think about your problem and watch where your pen or Sharpie or pencil goes as you're trying to draw it out. And at this point, if you want to start to open up your napkin, start folding it out and drawing, go ahead. So I'll give you 2 minutes of drawing time. There are some texters pens up here if you need them. Think about your problem as you're drawing and see where your pen takes you. Now, if you are doing this, you're thinking, not drawing. We want your pen to do the thinking. So it should look random, strange, silly. But the more you draw, the more you start to form an idea in your mind. It takes you back to when we're really small children and we do this for the first time. So keep that pen moving. Give you 1 more minute. Okay, time is up. Would anyone like to share their drawing? You don't have to? Yes, over here. Excellent. And your name, please?
Irma.
Irma, where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
Excellent. Tell us about the problem you're trying to solve first.
Yeah, we work for the industry body of the Netherlands for all the radio stations, and we're promoting advertising, radio advertising. And we have an academy, and we want to have more participants at the academy and follow all the courses. So I wrote down someone who graduated and have an award and flowers.
Award and flowers. Would you just hold that up? I know it's going to be very hard to see, but have a look at the drawing. Award and flowers. Excellent. Round of applause for Irma, please. Thank you. Have a thinking cap. So what Irma might have found challenging when thinking of that problem was, what could we do to encourage people to come to the academy? But by drawing, she got flowers. It's unlikely she would have thought of flowers on its own, but because she was drawing first, flowers came in. And then she might think, well, wait a minute, why don't we encourage people to come in the springtime for a tour? Because that relates to flowers. Or it could be for everyone who comes to the academy, we send their parents a bunch of flowers to say, well done on having a future person that come through. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but it's the starting exercise. It helps you do to the next stage. Excellent. Okay. Exercise number 2, we need a presenter for this one. We're building up to number 1. Yes, thank you. We'll get you to say your name first and where you're from, and then number 2.
Hi everybody, I'm Jana, I'm from Radio 1 in Slovenia, and ladies and gentlemen, it's time for exercise number 2.
Round of applause. Well done. Thank you. Excellent. Now, at this point, no pressure on who does number 1, okay? But it's got to be big. It's got to be big like that one. Okay, exercise number 2 is called the eyelid pull down. This is the easiest exercise you will ever do. You can all do it. It costs you no money. All you have to do, as practiced by Frida Kahlo, is close your eyes and visualize something. It is amazing to me that this is the easiest thing we can do to spark our creativity, is to visualize, yet often we don't. We stare up, we stare out, we stare down, but we forget we can just close our eyes and visualize. So for this exercise, I'm going to count 2 minutes. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and sit quietly and visualize the problem you're trying to solve. And at the end of the 2 minutes, you're going to draw what you saw. You're going to draw what you saw visualizing. Okay, so 2 minutes starts now. Please pull down your eyelids, not manually, automatically. And we'll start now. Think about the problem you're trying to solve and visualize that. One more minute. "30 seconds. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, you can slowly open your eyes. I wasn't going to blow the whistle. I thought about it. I wouldn't do it to you. Okay, draw what you saw. It doesn't matter if it's completely random. In fact, that's better. If you saw things you thought, why do I have a picture of a banana? That has nothing to do with my problem. Draw the banana. You don't know yet if that's useful. You want to draw what you saw. Make sure it gets out of your head and onto the napkin, no matter how crazy it is. It's completely okay if you visualized words and numbers, that's okay. But maybe you visualize something that you hadn't before in thinking about this problem. Okay, can I have a volunteer, please, who would like to explain what they saw? Excellent. Remember, there's no right or wrong answers. It's just what you saw. Would you mind standing up for us, please? And your name?
Karen,
Karen, where are you from?
the BBC in London.
BBC in London. Excellent. Tell us your problem that you're thinking about first.
I am trying to spread the word about a new Happy News podcast,
Excellent. What's it called?
the Happy Pod.
Okay, great. Everyone hear that? Download the Happy Pod. Okay. And so what did you see when you closed your eyes?
Like a mountain range in front of me and I was going to catapult bags of happiness across the mountains to the audience.
Excellent. Bags of happiness. That sounds fantastic. Round of applause. Thank you, Karen. Have a thinking cap. So again, what you do with that's up to you. You might physically make bags of happiness, and maybe visualizing the mountain gave you the idea to make it a physical product, because happiness is a concept. But maybe if you create bags of happiness and give it out, that's a great way to promote the podcast. But it's about visualizing. It's about closing your eyes. It's the number 2 exercise that you can do, but it's so underused. We keep staring at blank things, hoping something appears, but we've got to stare at our eyelids. And we've got to remember we can visualize, and we do it in dreaming. Our subconscious mind is very active when we're dreaming. And importantly, we've got to do it when we're awake. 2 minutes is all it took you, and you've got some new stimulus to move from. Okay. I hope we haven't built this up too much, because this is really going to require someone to really give us their best ever voiceover. Who is brave enough to do it? Who would like to do it? Number 1. I'm going to go, well, I've got an idea. Why don't we do a duet? Sorry? A duet. 2. Come on down. Come on down, please. This feels like it requires something very grand. Hello? And your name?
My name is Stefan. I'm from Romania. I'm DJ producer at DGFM.
Okay, excellent.
And my name is Thomas. I'm coming from Belgium. And I'm presenter.
Would you like just 10 seconds to work out what you're going to do, or you just want to... Yeah, okay. Okay. I feel like I'll give you... Let's give them 10 seconds, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, are you ready to go? Yeah, so we'll come up this way. We'll stand this way. Okay, a new idea just came in. Okay, late breaking idea. Excellent. Okay, so I'll leave you to it. Away you go.
So we're going to do this in our native tongues. So you go first and I'll translate.
Mesdames et messieurs. Ladies and gentlemen.
Je parle français. Doamnelor și domnilor.
Nous sommes très heureux de vous présenter.
Suntem foarte bucuroși să vă prezentăm
l'exercice numéro 1.
Exercițiul numărul 1.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good job. Excellent. So we're being creative on the spot. I love it. Okay. Exercise number 1 is called CrossFit. And it was regularly practiced by my creative hero, David Bowie. And I'm sure to many of you in the room, you would think the same. Known for his very innovative ways of songwriting, of musical accompaniment, Bowie deliberately tried to do things differently, which is the essence of creativity, trying to be original. Not new, original. He took existing things and he forced them together to see if they would work. And the most famous example when he was songwriting was he would cut out lyrics and words from newspapers and magazines, and he would just try and assemble them in a random order. And now you know that when you go home today or tomorrow, listen to some of his music, and you'll hear the random words and lyrics that he produced, because that was a technique that worked for him. But it's the number 1 creative technique. If you only remember one exercise out of today, this is the one, because it works every time. So, as you can see, the instructions you have on your phone there that you had a look at says, taking elements that already exist, such as words, and making them fit together in a random way is where true originality can be found. For this exercise, I will show you an example first, then ask you to participate. When it's time to participate, all you need to do is go back to the 10 words that you wrote down at the very first exercise, and then write a random word next to it. So I'm going to do this exercise now, and I'll show you how to do it. So let's pretend that my problem was I want to promote the new morning show, which I've just hired, which was you two. You're my new morning show. Welcome. So I need to think of an idea for a morning show. So I would have written down words that relate to that. 10 words. You all did this at the start of the session. Now, next to that, I'm going to write down 10 very random words. Please shout out a random word. Breakfast. Another one? River. Thank you. River, pretzel. Octopus, was that? Thank you. Gorilla. Oh, yeah, excellent. Good random word. Beer. Okay, yes. I sense a theme developing here. It must be nearly lunchtime. So, what I've got now are 2 lists. Badly written in my world. But you have one list of words that you've already written down. You're going to write down 10 random words, and then you're going to try and cross them together to form one sentence. So you can see on the phone, there's examples I've given you. And if you struggle to think of any random words, I've actually given you some random words there that you can just steal and use those ones. So have a look at the instructions about the list, and then you'll see I've joined them together after that. So I'll give you a couple of minutes just to get used to this exercise, but it's about connecting things up, crossing them over to see if they fit. The more random, the better. The sillier, funnier, unusual, the better. One more minute. Thirty seconds. Okay, stop there. Would anyone like to volunteer their words? Last chance for a thinking cap. Going once? Yes, sir. Please stand up for us. Your name and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Hubert. I'm from Innsbruck, working for Pure Radio, the manufacturer of radios.
Excellent. So tell us about the problem you were trying to solve first.
We're launching a sleep companion, and we want high brand coverage in the UK.
Very good. Everyone hear that? Just so when you see it on the shelves, you know. Okay, what were your words?
The random ones or the first one?
Let's do the first ones.
Okay, the first ones were department store, sleep influencers, sleep in at the street, collaboration, pillows, morning show, wake up horrors, video, and the last one I can't read.
And your random words?
Coffee, hockey, brain, strawberry, pen, winter, train, paper, axe, and cardio.
Excellent. And have you crossed any yet? Have you tried to join any up? No. So give us. Let's do a quick exercise here. Pick one from this list. Anyone. Department store. And on this list? Strawberry. Department store, strawberry. Okay, great. Thank you. Give him a round of applause. Have a seat. So what Hubert would do is go, what can I make out of department store and strawberry? How can I get these to fit together? And it might be thinking about, well, strawberry represents fruit, and department store represents a place to buy it. So maybe I might think about stocking my product in a completely different place where they sell fruit, a fruit shop, because maybe people who buy fruit also would like to buy the product. Now, you'll get lots of those connections and then you decide, well, hang on, does this feel like something or not? But the point is to make those connections. You wouldn't have thought of fruit or strawberries without doing that exercise. You'd be thinking very logical, very rational about how to do something. So the aim of that last exercise is to practice it and practice putting things together that don't normally go together. And that's where you get true originality. Okay, so our 5 exercises that we practiced today. Brain stretch, starting with the sparks, writing down those 10 words. Idea lift, thinking like someone else. How would someone else solve this problem? Quick draw, easy to do. Draw more, write less. Number 1 rule, draw more, write less. Eyelid pull down, easy, you can do it. You didn't need to practice, but it's surprising how many people don't do it. Sit there with your eyes closed and see what you start to see and then draw what you saw. And the last one is CrossFit. CrossFit takes a bit of practice, but it's where you get true originality, just like David Bowie. So they are the top 5 creative exercises as inspired by real creative champions, and I use them all the time in my creative coaching and workshops, and they work really well. So hopefully today that you've learnt something that you can take away and take to your next creative session. Thank you.
Thank you, Wade. Thank you. Thank you, Wade, for all this creative stuff. We're all leaving this room elevated, I hope, and I hope to see next year many more creative ideas. Thank you so much. You have a lunch break now. Within an hour, we're coming back here. The 5 things you know you have to do because of AI. Please come back in track 2.